Well, I think the issue that we face, although that the commodity pricing has dropped, there's still a demand for infrastructure, and purely because the African countries have not invested previously. So and it's across all modes. It's road, rail, and ports. So there is certainly a big need for infrastructure development. Yeah, I think if you look at what has transpired, globally, with the trade falling down, certainly Africa is the only region that is a good investment destination for infrastructure, and I think there's a lot more scope for investing in infrastructure, despite the fact that you have a commodity pricing that has declined. But there's still a need for that infrastructure to take place, and I think more importantly there is no shortage of capital. So a lot of international organizations, including local DFIs, are looking at the African countries to invest, and certainly that's an area of focus. Yeah, there are a couple of funding challenges, and I think one of the key things is to bring the projects to a bankable stage. And I think the countries various countries don't have the necessary skills and commercial acumen to bring these projects to a bankable stage. Out of the $80 billion investment that's required per year, for the next 10 years, 40 billion of it is in deficit, and I think that's where the funding gap is. But there's, the DFI certainly have project pre-feasibility funding, and it's something that people should utilize to do the project pre-feasibility funding. But the key thing is the projects are not at a bankable stage. Certain governments on the continent certainly want to get projects going, but they are not at a bankable stage. Information is certainly poor. They don't have the capacity and the skills and development to bring this project to a bankable stage. And also it's an issue of the regulatory environment as well, from a policy perspective. So the enabling environment is also not right. So even if you do bring the projects into bankable stage, the issue that countries face is that the enabling environment is not the legal and policy environment is not conducive enough, for the investors to get in and invest.